Hello everybody, welcome Dude's Garage, Video Arcade, and Bloody Knuckle Emporium. This is a tank for a carpet cleaner. Here's your model. It's going to be the FH50150. It's the only one I can tell you that it absolutely fits onto. And as you can see, the Achilles heel of these, and by happenstance I have seen two of them and then bought a third tank, is this seal. And I've seen this seal be the Achilles heel of carpet washers, carpet cleaners in general. I saw an industrial one that had the same issue, but it had a much bigger seal on it naturally. So I'm going to show you how to do a low dollar, I would say less than 10 bucks, and if you're lucky maybe even less than 5 bucks, to fix this thing and not have to trash your entire thing. Now, I always say that engineers are idiots, and sometimes I'd use the R word, but I don't want to really offend. But idiots with master's degrees. They have this fantastic carpet cleaner that they engineered pretty well. It works really, really great, but they put one flaw, and this probably costs them like a penny. And when it gets wet, it just comes off of this seal. Now, when you go to repair this thing, it's probably going to be somewhat intact. Now, this thing came off mostly when I went and cleaned this tank a little bit. So I want you to notice there's a lip around here that this thing rides onto, and it's just stuck to. I mean, the surface area that the seal is stuck onto and it just came off. I didn't even have to peel it. Is literally like 2 millimeters. Come on, guys. I mean, those in the engineering department, you're completely fired. And don't mind the hungry dogs on the way out as you let the door hit your ass in the way. But let's go over the basics here. Number one, this is a little bit dirty. You want to make sure that ridge is clean. So I will be cleaning that ridge here. I'll put you on pause. And then what I have here, and I've already done one, clear RTV silicone. And I've repaired one already, and it works like a champ. I also took, see if I can find the notch here. I also took, and maybe you can see it in the light. I put a little notch on the end of it. There you go, you can see it. Now I put a little notch on the end of that thing with a knife. And what that does, it allows me to take this thing, get it into the notch. As you can see, this rides right along the thing on the notch on that silicone. I'm doing this one-handed, and so you can follow this thing right along when you do this. You put a nice bead on there. So that's the first part of the video. We will clean this as best as we can, get it dry, and then we'll start running this bead down the side of this thing. Alright, so we're back. I got some just some air duster. What I did was I just blew that off. It's wet and whatever. So I blew all that off. Put that back in here. I don't know why. But now we're going to see if this silicone isn't all set up inside of this tube. No, it looks like it's flowing just fine. Of course, I'm going to try and do this one-handed. It's not going to be all that pretty, but it'll give you the idea of what we want to do. That ridge we were talking about before, to find that notch I made. There it is. There it is. Now it's going to take a lot of strength to get this thing going, but you give it a good squeeze and just try to make a nice, easy, even bead on there. And that's really all you have to do. All you need to do is put a nice bead on there. Now there is one more piece. Don't hang up yet. There's one more piece to this. Now this bead is really tacky, of course. It's super tacky. Now, after you set this thing down, and it sets up for about 20 minutes or so. You're going to take, and you'll feel it. You'll put your finger on it, and you'll feel like just a piece of rubber. But it takes 24 hours to cure. After you let this set up, you put saran wrap over the top of it. Okay. When you put that saran wrap on top of it, what you're going to do is you are going to take the other half of your clamshell, the other half of your clamshell, and make sure you set this in here and those notches and get it set with the saran wrap sandwiched between. You're going to take this with the saran wrap in the middle, and then make sure it closes exactly right, because these things can skew. Snap it closed with a lock, and then let it set for 24 hours. That is the $5 fix for this thing, so you can save a $200 freaking carpet cleaner with one minor little critical flaw, is these stupid seals that they put on there. Here's the one I fixed. You can see it kind of looks sloppy. It looks great. This is all dried and set up. I actually tested this, and it works like a champ. You got the vacuum, so I mean, this thing was splashing up inside of this transparent catch tank just fine. So, gee whiz, if you screw up, all you got to do is scrape that seal off, try again. You can do it 2-3 times if you want. And if you get fed up, well, you're only out a tube of silicone sealant. So let me know what you think about this. Hopefully I saved you $200.